Life is never, ever the same.
Not a day goes by that Phyllis doesn't think about her daughter. Jessica took her own life in 2018. Phyllis fought for years to prove domestic abuse was a major factor before a coroner did explicitly link it as an underlying cause of her illness. That inquest also found she was let down by agencies that were meant to help her. So Phyllis says Humberside Police's involvement in a scheme to put domestic abuse specialists in control rooms is a positive step forward.
Jessica rung the police on many occasions and felt not listened to. I didn't think they understood the complexity of the abuse or the trauma she was suffering. Sometimes we wouldn't make the calls, we'd go into the police station because it was very hard to get them to listen to or understand the fear and the danger she was in. They didn't hear her voice. Although she was ringing, they didn't hear that fear.
Humberside Police has apologised to Phyllis, and she says the force has made a number of important improvements. The Police and Crime Commissioner says independent domestic abuse specialists are already present in Humberside's control room, which is why they've been chosen to be part of this pilot.
The statistics for how many times a victim has actually been abused are quite frightening. You're talking about sometimes 30 times that abuse could have happened before they have the courage to actually ring somebody, seek advice. So it's really, really important that we get this right at that point.
But while Phyllis welcomes this scheme, she says there is a lot more to do. After 7 years, she's only just received a final version of this report into Jessica's death, and it lays out what she already knew. There were multi-agency failings the Safeguarding Minister says are all too common.
I'm afraid to say that the system that I found and knew only too well when coming into this job is fractured and broken. And so, of course, nobody's pretending that this is easy or that this is a silver bullet. This is the beginning, not the end.
The government is putting £2.2 million into the first stages of this scheme, which will see independent specialists from women's aid organisations ensure calls are properly assessed and responded to.
It's a step in the right direction. There are just many more steps. For us at Resolute, it's about education, and the police need to be trained properly in how to deal with domestic abuse cases, because the failings that are continuously happening at the moment are just not acceptable.
I will fight to my last breath to make sure things change.
And Phyllis says this scheme is just one step to making sure people get the help her daughter deserved. Emma Wilkinson, ITV News, Beverley.